Eric, disappointing result for us on Saturday.
Yeah, because it's a competition that I always say it's within our capabilities of winning or getting to the latter stage of it. The Lions Cup is ours. You know, you look at Youth Cup and that's a difficult competition. Just to get to third rounds is difficult. Winning league is difficult. So, but a Lions Cup competition gives you that, gives you a chance to win a trophy. And basically, we blew it Saturday. You know, it's a shorter format this year, so there's only 3 teams in. Top one goes through, so lose a game and you're probably out of it. We started okay. Pitch was difficult to play on at Kendal. It always is. We know that from our past visits, but that's no excuse. We started okay and we conceded early on. Dylan Garvey gets us back level just before half time. We have a game plan for the second half, and the players don't do as what we told them to do, and we ended up costing us a game.
We've said this before, but this is the highs and lows you get with boys of this age.
Yeah, it is. I know that. You know, I'm experienced enough to know that. You know, unless you have 3 or 4 really top second years, and the results can go either way. But what disappointed me on Saturday was we should have won that game, because we had better players. I'm still convinced we had better players, but they didn't do what they were told to do at half time. We had a game plan for the second half. The players decided they'd do it their way, and that's what I'm really disappointed at. So we'll have to cover them issues this week.
We've seen that before with yourself, Eric, on the touchline. That's when you get frustrated, when you know that they're going against what we've talked about.
Yeah, they've got to. You know, we've got a little bit more experience than a 17, 18-year-old boy. You know, we've been doing it a long time. Both Mark and myself. You know, obviously I've been doing it a lot longer than Mark, but when you're sat and stand at Kendal and you can see where we can win the game, and you set a plan out for the second half, and you're kicking downhill at Kendal, which is hard to defend in, and we looked a very poor side at second half. We've got injuries. Elliott had to go off just after half time. Kilsby didn't play. Rowan Steele didn't play. Louis Bell's with the first team. You know, there are excuses, and like we try not to deal in excuses, but they didn't listen to what the game plan was in the second half, and we lost a game that we should have won, and been in driving seat in that little group. You know, a draw against Bradford gets you through to area quarter final, and who knows then. But I think it's very difficult to go through in a group of 3 when you lose your first game.
This is all part of that learning curve for these lads, isn't it?
Hopefully, they have to learn. You know, if they don't learn from Saturday, then they've got no chance to just step up to the next level. You know, but because they were very frustrating Saturday. I thought we looked poor. We didn't look like we played with any energy or enthusiasm, and that's, you can have that at youth team level. You 16, 17, 18-year-old boys, first thing they have to have is bags of enthusiasm to play the game. And when you're in a professional club with a chance of making it as a career, then come on, they've got to show that, and they didn't. So for a long time, that's the worst I've felt for a long time, looking at a group of lads in a youth team situation, and we'll have to put that right, or we're going nowhere.
As the fixture list tends to do, it's back to league action at the weekend, and it's the same team that we're up against.
Yeah, I mean, it should have been the cup this week coming, but they had to change it because obviously Kendal's ground weren't available 2 weeks running. We were drawn away from home in cup, and it was our away league game, so we're going to play at home next week in the league. So if there's a positive to come out of it, we haven't lost a league game. So we will have to perform a lot better, but we know what we're up against. The game plan that we had lined up for the second half, we will take that into Saturday's game, and I better do it this time. I
just find Eric Louis Bell, you've mentioned him, there's a lot of good noises coming from the first team staff. Does that surprise you at all?
No, I think when I came back last year and he was the first year, he just lacked his self-confidence. He still does. He doesn't believe how good he can be, but he's coming slowly. He's training well with first team, good reports, and he deserves to be with the first team. You know, as anything, you know, he needs 90 minutes of football every now and then to just keep him topped up. Obviously he'll play for reserves, but he will need topping up every now and then. But it's good to see him around first team.